New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis for Nick of Time Show here, giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time to talk about an article written by our very own Ian Begley, laying out a couple of details about a potential Knicks Utah Jazz trade for the one and the only Donovan Mitchell. And I'm not gonna waste you guys' time. I'm gonna get right into it and talk about this with you guys really quickly. But before I even get into that, please hit the like button, subscribe button. It helps the algorithm, and it helps push KOT to the top of the YouTube streets. All right, so now let's get into it. As you know, the Knicks and the Utah Jazz have been in discussions for Donovan Mitchell, and we also know that the Utah Jazz have asked for RJ Barrett, but the Knicks refused to include RJ Barrett in any trade. We also know that Julius Randle most likely would not be included in the trade for Utah as well, because of the length of his contract and how much he is being paid per year. So when Ian Begley wrote this article, he wrote this article with those things in mind, right? And here's the thing. Mitchell is making $30.4 million in salary. So the Knicks would need to send a minimum of $24.2 million to Utah in a trade for Donovan Mitchell. And what Ian has figured out, and what most people figured out as well, is that if we do not include RJ Barrett and we do not include Julius Randle, Derrick Rose or Evan Fournier would have to be included in this deal for this deal to work. And thank you, Ian Begley, for laying out different trade scenarios that includes the players, not the picks, but just the players that would involve those two guys to figure out what a future Donovan Mitchell trade will most likely end up looking like. So you know what? Let's get to it. I'm gonna pull it up because he bullet pointed it out for us pretty nicely. So let's get to it. All right. Now, if you're looking at different trade scenarios for Rose, the first one you see at the top is Rose, Cam Reddish, and Obi Toppin. For me, this scenario involves Obi Toppin. You already know me. If you know me, Obi Toppin is the guy who I do not want to trade. I'm moving heaven and earth to try to keep him. Especially because if you just heard the news that the Knicks might be able to move Julius Randle to the Lakers for Julius Randle, that would mean Obi Toppin would finally have the room to blossom and be the starting power forward for these New York Knicks. And my dream would be, if that was to happen, to have Carmelo Anthony then back him up. So if Obi Toppin is included in that trade, then I would be against it. That would dash my dream. So I would not really like this trade scenario. Cam Reddish, I would like to keep Cam. But if he has to go, he has to go. I would do it, especially if we have Grimes. So to me, I would, because it's included Obi Toppin overall, I would not use this trade scenario. The next scenario we have is Rose, Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, and Grimes. Now, there's also been rumors that the Knicks are trying to keep Quentin Grimes. For me also, like you said, Toppin, to me, I want to keep Toppin. I would like to keep Quentin Grimes personally, because we do need defenders in the 3 and D guys here. So I would definitely love to keep Quentin Grimes. But in this scenario, we still have Cam Reddish, and we hope that he will get the time he needs and steps up. So I mean, for me, for this deal, same thing. Toppin is included. I don't like the deal. Grimes, I would like him to stay, but if he's included, is not a deal breaker to me because we have Cam Reddish and Emmanuel Quickly. You know me, I'm a Quickly guy, but considering how we have Jalen Brunson and we have Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell here, the need for Quickly for me lessens a little bit. So I'll be more willing to part with Quickly, even though he's one of my favorite guys on the team. But ultimately, I would not go for that scenario. Next scenario we have is Rose, Reddish, Quickly, and Grimes. Now, I hate this scenario. I mean, the only thing I like about the scenario is Toppin is not included. What I hate about the scenario, though, is Grimes and Reddish is included. You know what I mean? So so it kind of leaves us kind of void in that backup defender role. We'd be really in big need of a defender coming off the bench somewhere who could hit some threes. And Grimes is, of course, he's the prototypical type for that. And Reddish, he's flashed some brilliance in that area, but hasn't been consistent. But all in all, I don't want to lose both of them, so I'm not a fan of this scenario. The next 4 scenarios include Fournier now. The first one being Fournier, Reddish, and Grimes. Yeah, nah. Dang, that's all of our depth. That's all our wing depth is gone. I mean, instance. So I mean, I definitely wouldn't like that. It's not the worst case scenario for me because I would still keep one of my favorite players in Quickly and Obi Toppin. So I would it's not my favorite, but it would hurt. But I might do it. I might do it with some trepidation. I might do it. The next package we have is Fournier, Reddish, and Quickly. Not a fan with this as well. But in this scenario, we keep Grimes at least. This is another one where I'm not a huge fan of it. But if push comes to shove, I might do this one as well. The next scenario would be Fournier, Reddish, and McBride. This is the one to me that I'm gonna push the most personally. This might be my one where if it's Fournier, Reddish, and Miles McBride, I'm doing it. I might haggle about the picks, but I'm doing it. But I can't. As good as Miles McBride is in our eyes, I don't really see Utah accepting this deal because McBride just hasn't had enough time to have his value up. He's so much of a mystery. So they have pretty much 2 mysteries, Miles McBride and Cam Reddish. And then Fournier is the only kind of like solid contributor. You know what I mean? So I would love this deal, but this is the deal where I feel like there's no way in hell they're going to accept that one. And the final one, it says Fournier, Toppin, and any other player mentioned. You already know Toppin. I'm not doing it. So for me, if I had to choose which one I would do first, it would definitely be Fournier, Reddish, Miles McBride. For real. That might be my favorite one, or the one I would push for the most, if anything. The second one is rough, man. They all hurt. The second one will probably be Fournier, Reddish, and Quickly. Might be my second one I would probably go for. And the third one I probably go for is anything with Fournier. I'm gone. I think I'm okay moving Fournier. So I think all the Fournier ones I'm down for. Right? But the one who I think they might mostly want to go for is Rose, Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly, and Grimes. That's the one I feel like Utah is going to push for, and that's when I'm hanging up the phone on. I'm not doing that one. they're definitely gonna try to push for Rose more. The one that I feel like the Knicks and the Utah might settle on, looking at this list, most likely I think is going to be Rose, Reddish, Quickly, and Grimes. If I had to be really realistic, where I feel like they don't get everything they want, we don't get everything we want, I feel like maybe that might be the trade package that ultimately goes through. And then there's gonna be a few picks involved. And that's just me believing that, they really have plans for Obi Toppin if they try to move Julius Randle. Because in that scenario, we still get to keep Toppin. In that scenario, you still get the top in, and I feel like they will want Rose over Fournier. So I feel like that might be ultimately the package that happens. Let me know what you think, guys, and please like and subscribe and comment below. Let me know in the comments, what do you want to see? What package do you want to see out of these combinations? And then also let me know which one you think Utah is going to accept. All right. That is our show. As you know, please hit the like and subscribe button and stay here for that Knicks news and these Knicks talks, man. That's our show. I'm out of here. Peace.